What up, y'all? This is Flawless Real Talk, and you're listening to Breaking Records Radio.
But so I want to go kind of really back to the roots of it all, man. So you grew up in Providence, Rhode Island?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Grew up in Providence, Rhode Island, born and raised. Started doing my hip hop stuff there, doing shows and just really like taking over the city in a sense, and just kind of growing the fan base from the roots, from home up. And then when I decided I wanted to really take it serious, and like I just at a crossroad where I was just like either gonna go to school or I was gonna really give this a shot. I packed everything up and moved to Atlanta, Georgia. And
wow.
that's where I took the leap of faith. I really didn't have a plan. We had like a van, and we wrapped the van with like my mixtape cover, and we went down to Atlanta. And it was crazy because I had like a camcorder and a van, and I thought I was going to be the most popping guy with my face on my van. I was like, everywhere I pull up, it's over. And the first event we pulled up to, everybody had a van with their face on it. And I was like, oh, if you even want to be a rapper, that's like you have to have a van with your face on it. I'm not even flexing. I'm literally just meeting the criteria of what it is down here. Yeah. And it was crazy. It showed me a new level of grind down there because Atlanta was really grinding at that time, and everybody was trying to get it. There was so many artists, and it was a different pace from being back home, because back home is the smallest state in the country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm dealing with a handful of artists, you know what I'm saying, that really are like really making noise, you know what I mean? So over there it was much more competitive in a sense to like force me to like really, really fight through everybody to get recognition. And it was dope, man. That's kind of where my career kind of took off, started taking off.
That's dope, man. And I can relate to a certain degree as well too, because I grew up in here it's different, right? We only got what, we got like, you guys got big cities in certain states more than we have provinces. You know what I mean? So it's, but either way, grew up in a smaller town, and it was like same type of thing, kind of, you become one of the head competitors in a small area. Then you come out to a place like Toronto, and it took, damn near half a decade to get our brand recognizable to where, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, for sure,
crazy.
For sure.
So that's a struggle.
You're going into a bigger pond, you're going into a bigger pond, and you realize like, wow, I got to work harder out here. You know what I'm saying? That's what, that's where I started like really like learning about the independent grind though. Like I was doing a lot of openings for people, and then we had this Wendy's competition down there, and we got to perform with Ludacris and T.I. It was like at Phillips Arena for 20,000 people. And after that, we started getting like all the openings. And then we ran into N9ne, Strange Music N9ne. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with.
We've had him on the show a few times.
I mean, legend, no question about it, right? One of the most successful independent artists in our history.
Yeah.
And
did 50 he saw my piece with him, didn't you?
Yeah. He saw my live show in Atlanta. I opened for him in Atlanta and invited me on a tour. It was a 48 city tour. And he was like, look, man, if you guys could figure it all out, you're more than welcome. So
wow.
We had to figure out a way to get from city to city. We couldn't take the van. That wasn't an option.
Yeah. But so he invited you off the strength of that show you did.
Yeah, off the strength of that one show. We rock. And the crazy shit is like when you open for an artist, 99% of the time, and this is a gem for upcoming artists anybody that's watching this is an upcoming artist. When you're going to perform and open up for an artist, don't have that expectations of you want to perform where that artist is going to see you and like sign you.
Yeah.
Because 99% of the time that artist is nowhere near the building. Even when we're on tour, like I'm not in the building for the openers, and I'm not even, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So your job is to gravitate to those fans and make them your fans, right?
Yeah.
So I'm there. I'm ready to make all those N9ne fans my fans. So we're in there rocking. He happens to need to go to the bathroom. But in Atlanta at the time, there was no like back entrance to the green room. So he had to go through the crowd in order to get to the bathroom. So he puts a hoodie on. He's trying to get through the crowd, and I'm killing it out there. I'm just crushing it. And he stops and actually watches the whole set. And then after the show, he was like, yo, I'm doing a tour this summer, 48 cities. We actually didn't even know it was 48 cities. He just said he was doing a tour and invited us. We figured out a way to get a sponsor for a bus. So we had our own tour bus. I put my logo on the side of the bus. We pulled up the Strange Studios with a bus. And that blew his mind alone because he was like, oh, this kid is serious. You know, we had our own bus. We were ready to go. We wanted to be like right there with them, you know. And at this time, I didn't really understand how big tech was because I'm from the East Coast. I'm from Rhode Island, New York area, where tech's not necessarily that big as he is in the Midwest and the West Coast. You know what I mean? And so when we did the show in Atlanta, he's huge in Canada, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When we did the show in Atlanta, it was about 500 people. So I'm prepping for about crowds of 500, you know?
Yeah.
And the first date was in Kansas. So I'm so hype I have a bus that I'm not getting off my bus, right? So I'm like, yo, when it's time for me to perform, come get me, yo. I'm on my bus. You know what I'm saying? I got a bus. Like, I was just so happy just to have a bus. So I'm on a bus. They come get me. They're like, yo, it's time. I'm acting like I didn't know it was time. I'm opening. It's like 7:05. I knew what time I was going on, right?
Yeah.
So I'm on side stage and it's real noisy, like out there. I'm like, it's noisy. That's a big that's a loud 500 crowd, you know?
Yeah.
And I peeked through the curtain, bro. There was 10,000 people out there. So I'm like, what is happening? Like, wait, what is happening? You know, I don't understand it because like it wasn't that many people when we was in Atlanta. Like, how is this possible? So now I'm like realizing, so this guy is huge in certain markets because he's owning these markets. And I was like, wow, you know, I don't hear this guy on the radio every day. I don't see this guy a lot, like in the press or anything like that, but he's making millions of dollars. And I'm like, and it immediately switched me to independent mode.
Yeah.
I immediately was like, I don't need a deal. I need to figure this out.
Yeah.
Right now. You know what I'm saying? And I credit all of my independence of way of thinking to that tour because before then I didn't really understand what being independent really was. I thought it was just you grind and then a label comes and finds you and signs you, you know? And then after that tour, that changed my life. I never left the road. I continued to independently tour, which continued to allow me to thrive independently because as I'm making those connections, I'm coming out with music, my music's selling more, and I'm consistently growing every year. And, you know, that was the formula, you know, but that tour changed my life. You know, that trajectory was a shift right there, then and there. So going to Atlanta was the best thing I would have never opened for anyone, let alone, you know, it all calculated itself, you know, from one step to another. But that was the turning point for me when I said, all right, I'm going to be independent, you know.
I got the Midas Touch, everything I hold a touch can bust to gold dust. You see me as a threat, but you don't need to sweat, cause your girl know I keep her wetter than a chia pet. Ain't nobody give a fuck when you doing bad. Motherfuckers wanna hate when you doing good. Hoping that this feeling doesn't stay. Getting drunk every day, waiting till it goes the fuck away. Then I wake up to another day just to face reality again. Cause the buzz of pain doesn't change a fucking thing. Nothing comes next, I wonder what's next. I used to be atheist, but now I just say fuck it, I'm blessed. Fuck it, I'm blessed.
They say it's easier said than done, so I'm working till I get it done.